This episode of Boot Camp is presented by EA Gamechangers. Hi, my name is Shadox and welcome to Battlefield 5. I had the opportunity to fly out to Stockholm last weekend and get hands-on with the launch build of the game and share some of this information with you. This video will show you the ins and outs of the support class, their weapons, gadgets, roles, and more. Whether you are a Battlefield veteran or someone who is just starting out with the franchise, my goal is to teach you something new. Let's get started by taking a look at the weapons available to the support. The support class is all about suppressive fire with light and medium machine guns, but still has close range capabilities with the shotguns. What this means is that the support can be played at any range, and is extremely effective at taking on multiple targets with a high ammunition count. The key difference between the light and medium machine guns is the ability to aim down the sights while standing or moving. The medium machine guns can only be aimed down sights when the bipod is deployed, whether that be in the prone or mounted on a bit of cover. The light machine guns can be aimed whenever. This means that there are significant playstyle differences between the two, and you should choose which one you use accordingly. When you first start out with the support class, your starter weapon will be the KE-7, a magazine-fed light machine gun with a 568 rounds per minute rate of fire. Just like the other classes, since this is a starter weapon, you will have some specializations already equipped. This includes decreased hipfire spread, decreased vertical recoil, increased rate of fire to 638 rounds per minute, and faster reloads. Once you hit level 4 with the weapon, you will be able to reset the weapon and respec it to however you want at no charge. Overall, for more aggressive players, this will be your go-to gun for a little while, as you will be able to aim while moving since it is a light machine gun. At level 1 support, you will unlock your first medium machine gun, the MG34. This belt-fed weapon was intended to be the first universal machine gun, filling the anti-infantry, vehicle, and anti-aircraft roles. It fires at a rate of 670 rounds per minute, which can be upgraded to 770, and uses a 50-round belt. And depending on what specializations you choose, this can either be upgraded to a 100-round belt or a 75-round dual-drum magazine. Since this is a medium machine gun, you will need to bipod in order to engage any enemy past arm's length. This, however, makes you a nice, easy target for snipers, so use some fortifications or the natural terrain to protect your flank and rear. At support rank 5, you'll unlock the first shotgun, the 12-gauge automatic. This shotgun is able to fire fairly quickly at 138 rounds per minute at its quickest. This, coupled with the 5 shell capacity, makes it more forgiving than the other shotgun on this list, but at the cost of severely limited damage in comparison. This weapon will be difficult to use for many players, until they are able to spec it out. When it comes to specializations, the fast reload, heavy load, and extended magazine will be a must for this weapon. If you have high accuracy, then the slugs could be a good alternative, but I wouldn't recommend them otherwise. Next up at rank 8 is the Bren. This was a light machine gun featured in the alpha and the beta, and is reminiscent of the Madsen from Battlefield 1. This weapon is very accurate and hard-hitting, but there's one major downside: the giant magazine that blocks half of your field of view. Always make sure you're checking your blind spots with this weapon and check it often. At rank 10, you'll get access to the Lewis gun. The Lewis performs about how you'd expect a giant machine gun with a rotating drum magazine to work, which is very well. It has lots of ammunition, decent damage and accuracy, and the 540 rounds per minute rate of fire makes it fairly easily controllable. With specializations to reduce the recoil, it's a solid gun overall. Not the best at anything, but it's great at a lot of things. Next up, at rank 13, you'll unlock one of, if not the most fun weapon to use in Battlefield 5, the M30 Drilling. This double-barrel shotgun will delete anybody you're pointing it at. No respawn, no revives, just straight back to the main menu. Coupled with this devastating buckshot, the third barrel, which houses a freaking sniper round, will one-shot kill anyone at any range if you land a headshot. The obvious downside to this weapon is the fact that since you only have 2 shells, you'll be reloading quite often. At rank 16, you'll unlock the FG-42. And even though this game says it's a light machine gun, let's be honest, it's a freaking assault rifle. It boasts a 670 rounds per minute rate of fire and a detachable 20-round magazine. The main downside is the controllability of this weapon, and it has extremely high horizontal recoil. But if you can take the time to master this weapon, then you'll have one of the best killing tools in the game.
Be aware, we have lost objective.
Last up is the beastly MG42, also known as Hitler's Buzzsaw. As your reward for reaching rank 20 support, you'll have the fastest firing weapon in the game at a base 1,000 rounds per minute rate of fire, which can be upgraded to 1,200. But be warned, if you go with the upgraded rate of fire, you'll be stuck with a 50-round belt, which will be depleted in just 2.5 seconds. The other option for you to go with is the extended belt of 250 rounds, and this path will also mean you have a longer time to overheat, so you can keep sending that wall of lead downrange for longer periods of time. Overall, the support class has a lot of different options to go with. I'm interested to see the usage rates of the MMGs later on down the road, as they cater more to a defensive playstyle and lend themselves very well to grand operations, but not so much aggressive play on conquest. Overall, I think my main weapons in this class will be the FG-42, mainly just because saying Fallschirmjäger 42 is just so fun to say, and the M30 drilling for the memes, but play the class, find what works best for you. Moving over to the gadgets, we have a few options. Your first gadget slot is reserved for your ammunition, and this can be distributed to friendlies to resupply them and give you points. You'll start out with the small ammunition pouch, and at rank 4 you'll unlock the crate, which when placed means that anyone can grab a bag from the crate with a 15-second cooldown. An important thing to note, small bags will not replenish your gadgets, but crates will. Your second gadget slot is for your explosives. You start out with the AT mine, which can be used to lay traps, or if you're feeling cheeky, you can sneak up on an unsuspecting tank, plop down the mines, and shoot them for an instant kill. All tanks outside the Sturmtiger and Churchill Crocodile only require 2 mines to kill. At rank 6 you'll unlock the Sturm Pistol, which is essentially a mini Panzerfaust. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage to tanks, but it can damage tracks and turrets, making for easier kills. A more important feature of this, I would argue, is the ability to destroy fortifications in one easy step, clearing a way for you and your team to get onto a point. At rank 9 you'll unlock sticky grenades, which do exactly what the name implies, and at rank 11 you'll get the bouncing Betty mines. One very important aspect to the support class is the fortification ability. Any class can fortify a position, but the support class will do it much faster and can build stationary weapons and special defensive structures. But more importantly, the support can use this to repair friendly vehicles. To repair a vehicle, hit T or whatever keybind you have to bring up the fortification option and get close to a friendly vehicle. Once you see the blowtorch come out, you can hold down the trigger to start repairing. A tank with a repairman will almost always come out on top, so it's a great way to make sure that your team stays ahead. Just like the other classes, the support has 2 combat roles at launch. The engineer, which can build fortifications and repair vehicles even faster than other supports, and the machine gunner, which can suppress enemies easier while having more resistance to suppression. And the second trait for the machine gunner is that any enemy that is suppressed will become spotted for the entire team. Overall, the support is an important part of a well-balanced squad. Once I have a bit of time to test, I'll be uploading guides and reviews to each weapon, showing you their strengths, weaknesses, best specialization paths, and more, so keep an eye out. Once again, I want to thank EA for flying me out to Stockholm. It was a lot of fun, and I got some really cool info, some of which I'll be sharing later today. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Shadox, and I hope to see you on the battlefield.